Yo, gotta open the blinds up for this one. Make sure y'all can see me and make sure y'all can hear me. Hold up, I gotta make sure there's no distractions. No distractions. Hold on. Here's the thing, y'all. Hasbro Pulse went in. They went in. And it was dope. I watched a good majority of it. I wasn't able to watch every segment of Hasbro Pulse for 2020, but man, I seen some really cool stuff. I know a couple of my other buddies were watching. Ken Sullivan, Power Ranger dad of Power Ranger Anthony. I know he was watching. The Transformers stuff looks awesome. I don't know if you guys have been watching the show that's on Netflix. I think we have like the first chapter, and they're supposed to have like a trilogy for that. But that first chapter was freaking amazing for Transformers. And I'm excited to see that that's coming back and to hear what they're diving into, and like they want continuity throughout. It's just crazy. And then also seeing, I'm getting to Power Rangers, don't worry, but I'm talking a little bit about Transformers first. Beast Wars action figures, like what? That is crazy. Like I swear I was just talking about this with buddies of mine talking about Beast Wars. So that's crazy to see that shit coming back. I'm excited for that. What else do we have? We have for Power Rangers. Yes, there's a lot of fans who dig deep into kind of the speculation on like who's getting casted. And we had seen early on that there were some pictures posted of folks who were going to be like the new cast members for Dino Fury. So you guys, you hit it on the nail. You were right about the cast. It's interesting. They only revealed three, like the Red Ranger, Blue Ranger, and Pink Ranger. We weren't able to see, I think, the Black Ranger and Green Ranger and Gold. So we don't know who those guys are going to be as far as the cast, which I'm sure we can speculate as far as what's been revealed thus far. But anyway, that's something that I found interesting. They didn't really reveal the entire cast. Major shout out to Andre Meadows, too, of Black Nerd Comedy. It just brought back really good memories. Because if you guys, I was there for 2018 Power Morphicon. I do plan on being there for 2021 Power Morphicon. I have my tickets. Yeah, thank you so much, Severo Hernandez. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. So I plan on being there at Power Morphicon 2021. And it just brought back memories. Because Andre did the same thing 2018, just, a few years ago. Where, we had, a particular cast of Power Rangers. I think, it was Dino Charge. You have the Dino Charge panel. And then, we were kind of saying goodbye to the season for them. And then right after that, we introduced the new season, new cast members. They came up on stage, and it was mind-blowing to be there live and in action when they did that. So I thought that was really cool. And seeing him do something similar but virtually, for Hasbro Pulse was just really cool. So I have to give a big shout out to Andre, Black Nerd Comedy. It just brought back good memories to when all of us were at conventions together, live and in person, and hanging out. So I can't wait for that next year, man. It's going to be awesome. And I'm excited to see what this means for the future of Power Rangers. Dino Fury, it looks like they're trying to... A lot of nostalgia, man. That's what they're hitting. They talk about all these Dino seasons of the past, really hinting at Mighty Morphin, Dino Charge and Dino Thunder, and now you have this new version of Dino Rangers, within the universe. So I'm excited to see what that means. Does that mean that's the last live action Power Rangers show on TV? And are they going to focus more on movies and animation? I don't know. Are they ending their partnership with Toy? I don't know. Those are just speculations. None of that is facts. But I can tell you this from my perspective. There's a buddy of mine that I love watching on YouTube. Really great guy, Este. If you guys watch him, he does a lot of talks about Power Ranger stuff. And this is something that he mentioned a little while ago, where it was like, if you think about it, a lot of us, including myself, I don't have cable TV. I stream. So I have internet, but I stream, through different, platforms. So I don't do the cable thing. And if Power Rangers right now is suffering, on TV in terms of its ratings, well, you have to think, hey, if they have a good partnership with Netflix, doesn't it make more sense to do what's kind of accustomed to the majority. If everybody is kind of going towards streaming, and a lot of folks aren't really doing cable TV these days, if you're just somebody that streams like myself, then maybe it makes more sense for Power Rangers to shift with the times. You know what I mean? Because and plus the early morning slots that they have for the show, it's kind of wonky. I mean, by the time I can even catch up with the season, it's when it's on Netflix. You know, so that's something to think about when I'm talking about these speculations as far as the future of Power Rangers is coming from that perspective. Like, well, you got to look at the majority, who's watching, and look at the ratings, and how could Power Rangers really be successful going forward. I honestly think doing something where they have an original show on Netflix for Power Rangers, rather it's going back to Mighty Morphin, or doing something with Shadow Grid. I don't know, but I really feel like a streaming platform is gonna work better, where fans would really want, like myself, especially like I'm an old school and present fan of the brand and Power Rangers in general and Super Sentai, all that stuff. If you guys watch my channel, you obviously know. I got a series, Power Rangers versus Super Sentai. The last episode is coming up October 3rd, and you don't want to miss that. It's going to be hilarious. So definitely go and check that out. But guys, I'm a big fan of it. I'm not bashing, Power Rangers at all. I'm just saying I really feel like on a streaming platform, I feel like it can have more success. And I don't know. I'm not in the mind of, Hasbro, but I'm just saying, looking at it from a broader perspective, I think that that's something that could do well for the brand. You guys let me know what you think about that. So aside from that, it was cool to see the cast. We were able to see that. What else were we able to see? A couple other toys. As I was scrolling through my feed, I seen some stuff about Kat. So, Kat Pink Ranger, the one that replaced Kimberly after she left the team. We get a figure for her, which I think is huge. Because I for one, love seeing, Season 3 characters get love. And especially in the comics, I feel like Boom Studios has done a fantastic job at really doing the character development more justice than kind of the abruptness that we got in the show. Some of it wasn't all abrupt, but again, I feel like the comics have really done a good job at giving that character development. Specifically for like Rocky, Adam, Aisha, and Kat. Kat, not so much. We haven't seen her been introduced into the comics yet. But I'm saying for, those Season 3 characters so far, I think they've done a really good job at, kind of the character development. So it's cool to see them getting new action figures, and I think that's really awesome, man. What are some of the ones you guys, you missed? Me too, man. Kyle Higgins, I got to tell you, I was a little surprised. I was really, really surprised that for when because I kind of speculated with Lord Draken. Number one, let me just say this. I figured like at some point, Lord Draken was going to return to the comics. And if he did, at some point in some form or fashion, I was like, Kyle Higgins has to come back. Because he's the one who created that character. So it only makes sense that he would come back and do something, in terms of the story. I was like, I was willing to bet money on it. I'm glad that I didn't, but I was willing to. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was a little bummed out too that he wasn't able to come back. Am I excited for what they're doing? And am I excited for what we've gotten so far? Yes, and I love what we have. Ryan Parrott is fantastic. Cena Grace has done some cool stuff. So there's a lot of good writers and artists. Like Dan Mora. Oh my God, I love his stuff in terms of his artistry. Dan Mora is amazing. But again, yeah, Kyle Higgins, he's somebody I feel like he just has a certain style, man, where you pause when you're reading. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys can go back pre-Shattered Grid as we were leading up to that, there was something about those, comics and those issues that just, you were on the edge. You know what I mean? And that speaks to the writer. You know what I mean? And you had to pay attention. You didn't want to miss one page. And that's Kyle Higgins. Mind you, I, first came in touch with him with the Power Ranger stuff. I know he's done stuff for DC and Marvel, which I'm sure is just as fantastic. So if you're a fan of Kyle Higgins, definitely check out a lot of his stuff too. But yeah, I'm going off into a tangent. I miss Kyle Higgins too. Would love to see him come back to the franchise at some point. That would be amazing. So a lot of big stuff for Power Rangers, man. The new toys we got coming out. The Draken figure, you know, the version 3, I think looks really cool. I may end up getting that one. I have the version 1. All the Lightning Collection figurines I have are just based off of the cosplays that I have. So like White Ranger, Green Ranger, Red Beast Morphers, Lord Draken. I'm looking at them as I'm counting. Those are the ones that I have, and I kind of have it set up, you know, with my own personal collection to where, you know, it goes with each cosplay. Yeah, and Kyle Higgins, I agree, man. He definitely brought back life. Agreed. Into Power Rangers, where you just looked at it different. You know, it wasn't just spandex. It wasn't just robots and, you know, great theme songs. You realized that this brand could have an expanded universe that's not just directed towards kids. You know what I mean? And it speaks to the long life fandom of Power Rangers. You know what I mean? And yes, I am going to do more Ranger skits. In fact, I actually just finished one today. I got some new cosplay and doing a little bit of a review for that. So I have something coming up for you guys here soon. As far as Power Rangers versus Super Sentai, the last episode for that is coming out again October 3rd. And that's it for that. I don't think I'll be doing any more of those. Unless by popular demand. If you guys are like, hey, we love Power Rangers versus Super Sentai, you gotta bring it back. If it's by popular demand, I definitely will consider it. I definitely will consider it. But as of now, it's kind of like one of those things. You ever watch a good show or you're watching a good anime and it's like, man, they said what they wanted to say, did what they wanted to do, you know, in terms of the show, and they conclude it well. And it's like, yeah, that was a perfect, you know, show, perfect 3 or 4 seasons, and they wrapped it up beautifully. There's nothing else to say, and then you got executives that are like, yeah, that's great, but go ahead and dish out 5 more seasons. Money, money, money. You know what I mean? Like, there's folks who are like that in industry-wise, but I'm saying, you know, in terms of, you know, that particular skit series that I have, Power Rangers versus Super Sentai, I feel like I did what I wanted to do and said what I wanted to say, and it was something of a cool challenge for me where, you know, I've never done anything to where I had a conclusion in terms of my channel, where, like, I had a series that I started and then it finished. So that was a cool challenge for me to do that, you know, for you guys, which I hope you guys like the entire series. If you haven't seen it, after you're done watching my live, if you got time, go and check it out. I have it in a playlist, so you can watch episode 1 through 5, and then episode 6, the last episode, again, will be coming out on October 3rd, and it's called Power Rangers versus Super Sentai. Imagine a bunch of them all in one room, going back and forth about who's the best, you know, who has the best costumes, best Zords, best theme songs, and who do you think wins? Who wins that fight between Power Rangers versus Super Sentai? You guys got to let me know. I don't know. But go and check it out if you haven't seen it already. In terms of other skits, yeah, you know, I got, if you guys are on TikTok, I also do a bunch of stuff on there too. So, you know, and if you're not on TikTok, if that's not for you, don't worry. At least the best videos that I do, periodically I release, you know, compilations of those videos, so you guys can see my crazy shenanigans over there as well. But yeah, I'm always, don't worry, there'll be plenty of Power Ranger skits coming your way. Comic book reviews, obviously, there's a lot of big stuff coming with that too, because, you know, what is it? I can't remember the title of it. I always forget. But you have a Time Force graphic novel that's coming out that's focusing on, you know, Jen and her relationship, you know, with the Red Ranger. So I'm excited for that because Time Force is just badass, and I can't wait. It's just great to see other seasons getting love outside of, you know, the Mighty Morphin, you know, kind of circle. And it's good to see them branching out. So can't wait for that. And of course, I'm going to be reviewing it on the channel. So if you're somebody that, you know, isn't reading them quite yet, but you want to get the scoop on it, you'll be able to get it here. Or if you're like, hey, I love just watching your reviews, don't worry. Either way, it'll be there for you guys. But yeah, man, Hasbro Pulse, they went in, and I'm excited for it. If, you know, to me, and I guess it's just because of the conditions of everything right now with the world, it has similarities to the DC fandom. I don't know if any of you guys watched that experience, but as I was watching the Hasbro Pulse, you know, for 2020, it kind of gave me those vibes of, you know, the DC fandom. But it's just awesome to see that Power Rangers is now at the table with Transformers, with G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, bronies out there, you know, hey, they even got some My Little Pony Power Ranger remix. Bronies, get on it, bronies. Those do exist. If you don't know what bronies are, Google it. They exist. I've seen them before. I've seen these people. When I used to work at a comic book shop, I've seen bronies come in. Average, ordinary guys, but they bronies, man. And they will let you know, like, hey, you got any more of that My Little Pony? They will let you know, man. They're into that stuff, so that's what they do. But anyway, I'm not knocking anybody. So yeah, it's just cool to see Power Rangers is at the table with all these other big household names, man. And it really does make me excited for, you know, what they're going to do next. You know, yeah, I didn't think about that. Hasbro needs to do an anime through Netflix. Ooh, I think a lot of fans have been saying that for a long time. I think years ago that was kind of the plan. They had a pitch, you know, to do an animated show for Power Rangers. I think that would be great. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Shattered Grid, you know, in terms of the storyline or anything from the comics. They could totally do their own new thing, which I think would be cool. Where like maybe you in like the cartoon version, maybe they introduce Titanus Ranger, who doesn't exist, but it could be in that cartoon version, which I've always wanted to see. I've seen really cool fan art of Titanus Ranger, you know, like different Rangers from that, you know, of Zords that didn't necessarily have their own Ranger to it. I think that would be cool. Yeah, there's a good 3D Power. Yeah. I've seen that one. That's what I'm talking about. Years ago, they did that, and I think that was supposed to be a pitch for a movie or something like that, and it just fell through. Nothing happened with it. So, you know, here's to hoping for the best for Power Rangers going forward. You know, I will tell you, I do think streaming platform is going to be a major success for the brand. I already know that Hasbro, they want to focus more on the cinematic universe for Power Rangers. So, you know, we'll see what happens, man. And in terms of what I hear for the new movie for Power Rangers, it does sound interesting. It sounds like you have this group of futuristic Power Rangers that have to travel back to the 90s to meet these old, you know, old school Power Rangers in order to, you know, accomplish their goal or whatever. That, you know, to me, that sounds really interesting. It sounds like you're able to introduce some new stuff while also throwing in some throwback and bringing in, you know, the nostalgic fans. So I don't know what that's going to look like. They haven't mentioned any names as far as like if that's going to be specific to Mighty Morphin or whatever. But I'm pretty sure since Mighty Morphin is the household name, you can damn for sure expect that you're going to see that within the movie. It only makes sense. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of folks out there who are like, man, there's so many other seasons other than Power Rangers. But again, you got to think of it globally. You know, what's the household name? What's, you know, what catches the eye to everybody around the world? It's definitely going to be Mighty Morphin. You know, so I'm excited to see what they do, man. I've heard, you know, two different sides to this in terms of, you know, Hasbro's new direction with Power Rangers. There's some people that really like it. There's some people who are kind of on the fences about it. I'd love to hear from you guys. You know, me personally, I don't understand, you know, any of the negativity or concerns behind it. Maybe for actors, maybe some of the actors who are, you know, within the brand, maybe that's different from their perspective. But as far as the fans, you know, I mean, so far it looks great. I'm excited to see what they're going to do. We hung out at PMC 2018. I was Ninja Steel Red. Hope to see you next year. Hey. Parkouring. I can't even talk. Parkouring Slug, right? Am I right? If that's you, hello, my friend. I think it was. Yeah, we did hang out. And I can't wait to see you next mirror. Yeah, no. Can't even talk. What is going on with me today, man? It's smoky everywhere, and I think the smoke is getting to my allergies, and it's messing with my words. But anyway, can't wait to see you next year, buddy. Here's hoping that everything goes well, and we have a convention next year. We will have a convention next year, guys. And I'm going to be there. I don't even know, like, what suit I'm going to wear. I'll probably go Red Beast Morphers. And it's a little bit different now because I'll be traveling with my wife and my daughter. So hopefully all three of us can come out there. If not, I'll be out there for the 3 days and have a blast, man. Connect with you guys and it'll just be good to catch up and be amongst the fans, just like myself, and just hang out with everyone. So I can't wait for that, man. Hasbro Pulse went in, super incredible, and it's exciting to see what's coming next. For Power Rangers. Let me know what do you guys, what did you like? What was most exciting for you in terms of their announcements? It could be about Power Rangers. It could be about anything within, Hasbro. Let me know what was most exciting for you guys. 2021, I think we're all ready for 2021 at this point. You know what I mean? We're like 2020, it feels like 2020 has lasted 2 years, doesn't it? Like, damn, this is a long year. We're ready for 2021. I'm ready for them conventions, man. I'm ready for this stuff, this pandemic to be over. And, I hope you guys are staying healthy, staying safe. Hang in there. It's coming. But that's it. I just wanted to touch bases, talk about Hasbro Pulse. A lot of big stuff. Hope you guys are just as excited as I am, because there's going to be some big stuff to come. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you go and check out my channel. Subscribe. And then also the playlist. Go and check that out. Just type in, if you're on my channel, just go to the playlist section. You'll be able to see Power Rangers versus Super Sentai. Watch all those episodes so you can get geared up for episode 6, the very last episode, with me and my buddy, Tony O'Murdoch. You're going to see more of him on the channel as well. And we'll be doing lots and lots of skits and Power Ranger stuff for you guys. So much love. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, let's see. It's Morphin time. Zero Ranger 5. Red. We are. Peace.